Ladies and gentlemen,
No!
alright, we got one more act in the session break. It is the fantastic Mike Linwood, so make some noise!
Evening. No, it's not Butlins. I'm not that professional. To start with an apology. I wasn't supposed to be on tonight. Unfortunately, the act that was supposed to be on, due to a slight miscalculation, can't make it. It was Edwin, the amazing chainsaw juggler. But he will be back shortly as Edwina, the amazing one-armed chainsaw juggler. Just as soon as we can figure out how to get the wheelchair up the stairs. This is the first I've written some new stuff for tonight. It is about fucking time, you are absolutely right. The great thing is, this is what we comedians, I class myself as a comedian, I've done 12 gigs. Call it a work in progress. You can't do this in any other business. If you've got a plumber come round, put your bath in, didn't put any taps on it, put your toilet on the ceiling. And you go, what are you doing? So, I just thought I'd try something new, see what happens. I mean, you get a bus to town and suddenly you drive to Leeds. Well, I was going down an avenue, I just thought I'd see where it led me. No, comedy, we can do this. So I was talking to a bloke during the week, I was telling him I was doing this. He said, how are we going to remember it all? It was quite posh. Well, posh for Hull. I said, I've got it all written down, I don't have to remember it. He said, well, that's not very good, is it? He said, when I went to see Olivier in the West End, he didn't have it all on cards, did he? I said, well, no, but he wasn't free to get in. And he wasn't working for 2 drinks and a free pizza, was he? But thanks for your support, Dad. So anyway, thought I'd do, so start off is learn about Rotherham. So, who is from Hull? Yay! Yeah, I didn't really think that through, did I? I've got 8 minutes to go now. Right, who's from East Hull? Who's from West Hull? West Hull's better, isn't it? I'm not smart, but I can play the odds. Is there anybody in from one of them little villages around Hull? Do you think you're posh, but you still have to use everything in Hull and you're paying £500 a year more in council tax for doing it? No. Anybody who pretends they live in one of them villages because they want people to think. If you live in Anlaby Road, you do not live in Anlaby. Anybody live in Hornsey or Windsea? But the council estate with a lighthouse. No, fair enough. I won't keep you long, ladies and gentlemen. You see, like 97% of the population of Hull, I live in Kingswood. I've been here since 7 o'clock, it could be 98% of the population now. But I was born, raised, grew up on the mean streets of Sutton Village. So people in Sutton like to tell you it's posh. It's not. It's Brandzone with conservatories. A few less parts, burnt out cars, and the occasional sighting of John Prescott. Oh, no. I'm very professional, ladies and gentlemen. So a bit about me. So I was born January the 1st, 1976. My mum still blames me for having the worst New Year in our family. I did try and match it 17 years later, but she swears theirs was worse. I mean, I don't really remember coming out into the light, all the horrible muck and goo and screaming and shit and stuff, but that was New Year in Spiders for you. I'd fit any night in Spiders, let's be honest. As Rich mentioned earlier, people do give their kids weird names. Varieties of wine are not a name. Places where your parents happen to have been, well, let's just say been when you were conceived. That's not a name. In the 70s, we had proper names. Michael. My parents used up all their imagination calling my brother Ian. But they put an extra I in it. We're not fucking Scottish. Apparently, Michael means godlike. I don't know what it meant before I was born, but that's what it means now. My dad kept us in the dark with what he used to do. I thought maybe he was a spy or a secret agent, but he was just a really bad electrician. He was, that is partly true. My dad was the electrician at Needlers, the local sweet factory. So mention sweet factory, somewhere you'll be thinking, oh, Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, rivers of chocolate. If there was any rivers of brown stuff in Needlers, it wasn't chocolate. And there was none of them strange orange creatures wandering about. Well, not till the late 80s when self-tanning became a thing. My dad was quite tight. I used to make us pay for our Christmas presents. I'm still paying off my snooker table from 1987. His argument was about if you don't pay for it, you won't appreciate it. Which tells you some weird things about my dad's relationship with my mother. It wasn't a particularly rough childhood. We did get the occasional thrashing, but I can beat him at snooker now, so. My mum's much more laid back. Takes everything with a pinch of salt. Don't ever go around for a cup of tea. My mum was such a big fan of Bergerac, the Channel Islands-based detective, that for 7 years in the 80s, we went on a holiday, 2 weeks in a caravan outside John Nettles' house. We won't do that one again then. That one's crap, I won't do that one. Yeah, I don't like that one either. Alright, move on a bit. I was a keen sportsman at school. The PE teacher said I was a vital member of the football, rugby and cricket squads. Personally, I think that she got an adult to drive the minibus. A bit of acting. I played the Doctor in the school production of Oliver. Key role. It's the Doctor who notices the relationship between Oliver and the Professor. That's for likeness. No Jeremy Kyle DNA testing them days, people. Yeah, brilliant. She fucking inherits. Brilliant. I don't have any particularly famous people at my school. There was one guy who was a football commentator for Sky Sports. There's a lass who's an actress in, I think it's Emmerdale, I don't know, never watched it. But the most famous person was a girl I went on to sleep with an entire rugby team. League not union, she's not a complete slag. So I was at school, like most kids, I think I wanted to be an astronaut. But now it's just a place rich people go, like Waitrose. Then I wanted to be a journalist, back when it was a reputable profession. I learnt shorthand. Now I think they're just teaching copy and paste. I won't sing, don't I? So, like most people my age, my favourite films are Star Wars, episodes 4, 5 and 6, and Indiana Jones, episodes 1, 2, 3. And my least favourite films are Star Wars, episodes 1, 2 and 3, and Indiana Jones 4. And I'm terrified of sharks from watching Jaws as a young child. And from watching Jaws 4, I'm terrified of really shit films. If you haven't seen Jaws 4, it is the worst film ever made. And that is saying something, right? Nearly finished, honest. So, 2004, I moved and lived in Barnsley for a while. I previously lived in London, moved to Barnsley. Lived in London for 4 years, block of flats, never met anybody. No one in my flats. First day in Barnsley, knock on the door. Next door neighbour, you alright, settled in alright, how are you doing? Do you know where the shops are? I know everything is. Which we can deduce, northern people, nosy bastards. The thing about Barnsley is they opened a Walkabout, an Australian theme pub in Barnsley. We went from work first night serving crocodile pie, kangaroo pie, ostrich pie. What happened? They all complained because there was no gravy. I wish I'd made that up. A bit of sport as goal. I played several seasons of Sunday League football before realising there were better ways to recover from hangover. I played a few years of local league cricket before everybody else realised I was terrible at cricket. And I played 3 years of National League baseball before realising no one in Britain gave a shit about baseball. So, and then after that, I became a cricket umpire, mainly because I'm 45. I am the youth movement. It's either that or do stand-up gigs with Rich. So that's about it for me. I've written all that new stuff. What I haven't written is an ending. So I'll just sort of stop and wander off, I think. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.